Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I figured I would go live right now to do a reading for Pisces. It's been a super busy couple gosh, what is this? It's been a super busy couple days and just this weird thing of like, oh my gosh, have I not been present enough? Working on it, guys. Working on not being extra. All right, so I'm going to do a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath. You probably need messages from your soul. Okay, let's get started. So, whew, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and I heard it's clutch, baby. Stay magical. I don't know who I heard that from, but that's what I heard. It's clutch. Stay magical. So, clutch, if you don't know, it's a good term. It's a good term. Like, oh, that's clutch. Okay. Let me just, I'm not into like slang, but that's what I heard. So I don't know if maybe like it's neutral. I don't know. Because when you put the clutch, it's neutral. Let's see what happens though. Just getting some cards ready. Let's see what this clutch means. Happy Sunday, Kathy. All right. Cards from the top of the deck. Okay. And I love this deck for some reason. It's just so like simplified. The single words. Ooh. All right. We're ready. Let's get these messages from soul. Let's start church. Okay. It's hella dramatic. Okay. So we have intention in reverse, right? What's your intention? Do you know? Have you set an intention? Have you allowed yourself to pause and think about what you really want to bring to fruition? I think for many Pisceans and empaths, we don't realize how magical AF you actually are. You know what I mean? Like you're magical. Maybe it's time to tap into that magic. And for those who want to be like combative and confrontational and be like, oh my God, magic is so evil. Hello, Jesus was magical. You're saying Jesus is evil? Because it's usually the people who believe in Jesus that say magic is evil, but Jesus was magical. He was a magical person. And it's time for you to really tap into what that magic actually is, not to use it strictly for your benefit at the cost or detriment of others, but to help further along whatever process you're in so that you can grow to the degree where your magic can be beneficial to everyone around you as well as to yourself, where it can be the very thing that reestablishes, promotes, and sustains personal peace. That's magical. To be able to exist in a world that's so hell bent on having people argue over who's right, that's there. I saw this video. This girl has been studying theology and biblical things for quite some time, I think. And she is talking about Babel and Babylonia, Babylonian times, and the, Tower of Babel and Marduk, and just all of this like biblical stuff. And then she starts talking about um the Anunnaki, which singular is Anu. And I looked at the comments because I just wanted to see. um Literally everything she was talking about is what was literally written in certain parts of the Bible. And there were people who, they're in the comments like, "No, you're reading the wrong interpretation. Like, no, that's not what actually happened." How do you know what actually happened? You weren't even there. You literally were not even there. Like, how do you know what happened? We don't need to be part of those types of interactions. Stay clutch, stay magical. Like, magical people don't need to prove they're magical. Either people will watch it and be like, "Oh my god, that was so magical." Or they'll watch it and try and look for a way to debunk it. None of that's your concern. None of that's your concern. I used to watch magic shows on TV. Not all the time, but, like, whenever, one of those specials would come on, and I would watch and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool." I bet you could tell that it's fake in person, right? That was my logic. Like, I bet you everyone in the audience totally could tell that it was fake, like, in person, like they do camera stuff. And then one day, my boyfriend at the time, he decided to celebrate, like, one of our anniversaries or something like that by getting me tickets to go watch David Copperfield in person. And I was like, "Oh, well, this is gonna be interesting," like, I was open to the experience, but at the same time, I was like, "I bet you I'm gonna be able to see all the strings and stuff that they use." It was just like watching it on TV. It was literally just like watching it on TV, and I totally was just like, "Oh, so I'm either going to just enjoy this show or I'm going to waste my time trying to prove that I know how he did it." And I mean, when we have interactions like that with people, it detracts from the magical experience that you are. You don't have to convince people that you're magical. You just don't. You don't have to convince anyone of anything. People don't have to agree with you. They don't have to do anything that you're asking them or wanting them to do. And the same applies to you. Like, you don't have to do any of that. You can simply just continue to be magical and live your life. Really allow yourself to live and serve as a testament to the tenacity of your own soul, the power of the truth that you are. If you choose to live in a way where you embody truth, do you have to even explain yourself? Because they say truth is like a lion, set it free, right? It doesn't need to be defended. Like, lions don't need you to defend them. They really don't. They're very capable. They're very, very capable. And only people who know about the lions and their behaviors are able to, I guess, better predict what they might or might not do when you're in their presence. They're able to read the lion's energy, intention, sometimes their thought process. Like, if it's fixated on you, it's probably thinking some stuff, thinking some stuff directed at you. Um, and here's the thing that we need to remember: Pisceans and empaths, we often hide how we truly feel. Most people don't know who we actually are. Even though we've known them for a while, they don't really truly know who we actually are. They don't know. So if they don't know, how are they going to accurately read you? They're not. They're not. And then we enter into this realm of like, well, if you love me, you should know what I want. I'm guilty of this too. Like, if you I mean, you say you love me. You should know when I'm hungry without me telling you that I'm hungry, and you should know exactly what I want to eat because I mean, like, you love me, right? Or were you lying about that? Like, no one has to read your mind. No one has to cater to you. Just like You don't have to cater to anyone else. You don't have to do any of that. You can continue to be magical AF and just be magical AF. Okay. Maybe this is the period of your journey where you begin to understand setting this intention is so critical. It's so important. Incubation. This is the journey of the Piscean empath. We are in a perpetual state of incubation. We continue to exist within a shell, within a shell, within a shell, kind of just floating along in that shelled up amniotic sac. And, are you really flowing just because you're in some viscous fluid? Because if you're within a shell, there's no flowing going on there. There's just no flow. There's no flow. It just seems like there's a flow because you're in a viscous fluid. But again, if you're inside an egg, you're not flowing. So, what's your intention? How can you use this incubation period? How can you increase your magic? Now, this is what's going on for this winter. This is what's going to happen for you during the winter period, which we've already entered. And, it would not be too far fetched for me to say that for many of us who are very sensitive to energies, those of us who can read, sense, frequency, intentions, thoughts, it might feel very lonely. You might feel very misunderstood. You might feel very much villainized. Um, you might be being villainized, or you might not, or you might actually be a villain. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, this is general reading, so I can't say for sure. I know some Pisceans, some empaths do have a wicked streak in them. We got to be honest here. Okay. Some do. Some have a total wicked streak about them. Don't think that just because you vibe that they're not going to one day turn wicked on you. It just depends. This is the period where we're really going to begin analyzing, or need to begin analyzing, the people who are allowed to have access to us and how deep that access is. Part of being magical is understanding the things that magic will draw to you. The higher your frequency, the brighter your light. The brighter your light, the more dark things are drawn. Okay? That's just kind of how I know things to be. That is what it is. Now, just because dark things are drawn to you does not necessarily mean they have malicious intent. They often do. They often do have malicious intent. And if you observe them for, a long enough period, you'll begin to see like, oh, yeah, you have a malicious intent. That's okay. I mean, it's not okay that they have malicious intent. It's okay for you to go ahead and pause long enough to recognize what their intention is. That's okay. The people who want you to rush through your processes, you got to question that. I once had this situation where I was living in an old RV for, I want to say, like a year or two already. I think it was like year 2. And I'm just an overgiver at heart. That's just what I do. I overgive. I overprovide. Too much. It's too much. It's oftentimes too much. And this was an example of that. It was totally an example of that. It was a very harsh lesson that I needed to learn. So what I did was I knew that there was this couple. I think they were probably younger than me. And I knew because of their social media posts that they were living in a trailer with a hole in the roof, and that he's disabled, and they're kind of like struggling and stuff. I'm struggling too. I'm in an old RV going from parking lot to parking lot. And what I had done was, this was a huge project that I wanted to undertake. It was this thing of like, I'm going to give you my RV but first I have to like find an RV, another RV for me and my family to live in. I'm going to give you my RV, and then I'm going to raise the funds to completely redo the entire interior and exterior of the RV so that you can be comfortable and yada yada yada. And I mean, that's so typically Emmy. Oh my god, girl, where were you gonna live? Oh, we were gonna figure that out. No, Emmy, where were you gonna live now that you're giving away your home? We were gonna figure that out. So typically Emmy. So what ended up happening was there's all this talk. I'm generating interest. I was gonna talk to um this RV repair spot that we were actually currently at because the alternator and the distributor cap just was like went to crap. We almost didn't make it to Vegas. And no, we weren't there for any casinos. We were just drawn to go to Vegas because we know this repair shop. And we were there, and I'm live streaming. Like, I'm going to talk to this repair shop so they can, help me with the process of how much will it cost for all of this, all of that. I'm live streaming. And Michael says, let them know that you need to pause for a moment. That you need to take, 24 hours, but don't tell them 24 hours. You need to take some time to pause and think, which I did. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I was just like, okay, like pause and think. All right. What am I going to think about? And he's like, just say it. And so I did while I was live streaming. I swear to God, I woke up the next morning and this person had launched, the person that I was going to give a home to. This person launched an entire like this really ugly thing, this ugly narrative of like, see, no one ever helps. Oh my God. She's so fake. She just offered it for the clout and whatever else was said. I was just like, that's funny. You got all that from me saying my soul told me to be quiet for a little bit. Like, I literally didn't say anything about I have to halt the whole RV project. Like, all I literally said was, well, my soul just told me that I need to be quiet for a little bit and sit in stillness, something along those lines. And it was this whole like, oh my God. And that's when I got excommunicated from the spiritual community because I was like, wait, whoa, hold up. Hold up. So all y'all motherfuckers who don't offer people shit, y'all are now talking shit about me who does nothing but give. Because I didn't give when when your leader said that I'm supposed to give. That makes no sense. I'm so glad I saw that. I'm so glad I finally listened to Michael for once and just simply I'm going to pause. That was it. That was it. That was it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, because they were afraid that I would realize what was going on, and it turns out, someone who actually lives in the area, um, yeah, this is a person that is dear to my heart. She actually lives there, and she goes, "Sis, um, I didn't wanna say nothing because I know you're a giver and, like, you've given to me before, and I didn't want to stop you from doing what you do, but I also don't want people using you. This girl's been talking shit about you and, like, posting all this shit since this morning, and now I gotta tell you, like, I've seen things happening in alleyways." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, yeah. So that pause was the very thing that saved me from myself, because it was me initiating that. I take full responsibility for it. I initiated that. I put myself out there like that. I did that. I established that. So the way that actually went down, I went ahead and I took my funds, mind you, I'm living in a parking lot. Uh, and I paid for them to have a hotel room. I think like through the weekend or something like that. And it was like towards the end of their hotel room stay that Michael told to say publicly that I need to pause. And I never told anyone that. I didn't tell anyone that I was doing that, so I did that for the clout too. I did that for the clout too, right? Like no one ever helps you, yet you've been in a hotel room all weekend on my card. You don't think that's too much? And so that's when I learned to be very real. And I was like, listen, you take a piece of plywood, put that shit over your roof, hammer that shit in, caulk it with some silicone. Problem solved. You don't need shit from me. I had to be harsh. That was quite possibly the first time that I allowed myself to push back. And what was I really pushing back, though? What I initiated. Because I offered that. I offered that. I created a dependency on me, for me. Sometimes we have to recognize some of the things that we do as Pisceans and as empaths is to secure our place within communities, within family units. Like we feel as though we have to buy or work our way into something so that we can experience some sort of love, some sort of camaraderie. And no, you don't. It was a large amount of people who became dependent on me. Quite a few. During that period, quite a few. Quite a few. There were constant requests for money. Same people over and over, like, oh, I have a situation again. No, you don't. That's your life. It's not a situation. Those are the decisions you make. You choose to live that way. Ooh, that's harsh, right? Coming out of the mouth of a Piscean empath. Like, how could you talk to people like that? Well, is it the truth? Is it the truth? You know? If I've been consistently giving to you, it might not be thousands, might not be hundreds, but if every few days I'm consistently giving you cash, that's now some sort of like established entitlement, established and supported entitlement. So who's really at fault here? Well, it depends on who you ask. If you ask the person that's not willing to take responsibility for their actions and the results of those causations that were chosen, that answer is going to differ from someone who recognizes how they co-created these circumstances. It's not about blame. See, most people would think that I was about to go into this realm of like, well, it's my fault, it's their fault, it's so and so's fault. It's not about fault. Together, we create these situations with other people. And depending on the type of person that you invite to create that situation with you, that's what's going to determine how toxic it is. That's what's going to determine how toxic it is. There are people who exist who consistently ask for donations from different places consistently. There are. There are. You know, there are people who exist who rely on their audience to consistently donate to sustain their lifestyle. I don't know if that's okay. Ooh, that's powerful. Honey, I left an entire state because I gave my entire life to family, friends, clients wanting free cuts until I learned the word no. And I moved to Denver to repeat myself until I caught myself. 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 Like, do you constantly repeat yourself until you catch yourself? Mm, until I caught myself again. Again, now I have no friends and at peace. Well, were those even friends to begin with? And I feel like sometimes it's the absence of these faux friends that allow us the stillness to actually allow the real friends in. Yeah. It's almost like this thing of the people who you think won't last are the people who tend to really not have anything to gain from, you know, knowing you, being part of your life. Yet they're the ones that tend to also be the one that helps, loves, and supports you the most. And I used to think that was crazy. Like, what? No, everyone's gonna need something. Like, no, no. Even friends, like, friends need something. That's why they're your friend. No, honey, you so wrong. And it's several years now that I've had these specific friends who are just friends. That's it. There's no like, well, I'm be your friend. Hey, let's live stream together. Oh, I do readings too. Let's live stream together. There's none of that. None. There's just friendship. And it's something so peaceful and beautiful. It's something so magical. And it's in that stillness of just friendship. There's nothing to gain, just friendship that I found so much peace, so much magic, so much of this empowering sense of like, wow, I think they actually just love me. Like, okay, it's been quite a few years. Like literally nothing's changed. It's been the same since day one. The only thing that's changed is my perception of why they're there. And it's never been this thing of like, I know they're going to use me eventually. No, it's like, well, how come they haven't asked me for anything? Maybe I should offer something. And there's a quick, like, nope, they didn't need none of that. Like, no, stop. Just stop. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? But I'm offering. They don't care. They don't care. Who cares if you're offering? That's not what I'm here for. That's what I consistently get from them, from their energy. Like, no, this is a real thing. Like, no, who cares? And because they're strong in their own right, and they had the courage to be like, nope, not starting that shit, would you? Like, wow, they're actually truly teaching me, like, no, not everyone that's around wants to use you. No, you don't always have to overly offer and be overly generous. Like, that's like, no, we don't need none of that. We just love you. We were about you. We seen all the shit that's happened over the years, and we're kind of just like, okay, no, no one gets to do any more of that shit to her. How powerful is that? How powerful is that? To know that the space that's shared is so sacred that there's never any intent to violate my space, to violate their space, to use each other or anything like that. Like, no. No. And see that's the thing. We have to learn the difference between associates and friends. And that's something I did not learn for much of my life. Like, oh, you're being nice to me? You call me your friend? I'm going to make us best friends. No, girl, stop. Sit down. Sit down. Breathe. No. No. These are choices that need to be made. These are choices about the type of people that we have in our lives. These are choices about how deeply we'll allow others to enter and why. Why are you allowing people to enter so deeply when they're toxic to you? Are you the toxic one? I vaguely remember someone had said, I don't know how long ago, like, "Oh, everyone is so mean to me. Like, my friends are mean to me." And then it was this thing of like, "Oh, no, you're the issue. You're establishing that kind of stuff with me. You're trying your hardest to establish that type. No, we're not friends. No, I don't need that in my life. I don't need that in my life because I found, and you guys have to really, really let yourself hear this down to your core. You don't have to take it in as truth for you, but you have to at least consider the gravity of what I'm about to say. There are people who will present themselves to you as someone who is rejected by others. There's a lot of people like this. It will tug on your heartstrings. It will cause you to feel as though, oh my God, I'm going to love you. I'm going to be the one to love you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to heal you. My love is going to make you whole. I'm going to love you completely, unconditionally. And then you're in the process of that and you get to really learn who they are. You begin to realize who they are and how they behave. And you begin to realize, oh God, this is the same cycles that I'm sucked into. This is the same. You know what this is, ocean lover? Sometimes it's bitchy. I'm going to tell you guys something. Sometimes I'm listening to someone and I'm like, just listening. And they're probably like, what is she doing? I'm playing the world's smallest violin. I got to make it a joke in some way because if not, I mean, the reaction will be far worse. The reaction coming out of me will be far worse. Some people will forever look for a hero to save them from themselves. And after you save them from themselves and their decisions and lack thereof, um, eventually they'll get bored with you. They don't know what to do with stability. So then what happens? Well, then they need to find another hero. Guess who becomes the villain? If you're no longer the hero, guess who's now the villain in the news story? I can play a villain real good. Really, really well. I could be like the bestest villain. Am I gonna waste my magic on that? I mean, no. See, let's look at the difference between two specific villains, okay? We have Cruella de Vil, who's like, "Nyeh, nyeh, 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 nyeh," right? And then we have, what is her name? Hold on. Maleficent. We have Cruella de Vil, and then we have Maleficent. Now, which villain seems more powerful, more potent, more efficient in getting things done the way they choose? I'd say Maleficent. I'd say Maleficent. She's bout it. You know what I mean? Like she's bout it. She gonna do what she's gonna do, and then she's gonna be done. And you're not gonna chase after her. You're not going to do nothing. She's just gonna do what she needs to do, and then she's gonna be done. Now, am I saying I'm idolizing villains? No, I'm idolizing efficiency, intentional use of your magic. Am I saying you should curse people? No, that's like asinine. Why the fuck would you curse someone? That's a misuse of your magic. Like, why would I ever waste my magic on you? Fucking peasant. Why? Whatever made you think I would waste my magic on peasantry? I don't need to get even. I need to continue to rise, dear little one. Yeah, no. Get even with who? With what? Nothing you did worked. You put so much effort into trying to do things to me. None of it worked. What do I need to get even with? If nothing you did worked, I mean, what I'm witnessing is failure. So I need to get even with your failure? What? And allow myself to fail, waste my magical energy so that I can fail right along beside you? No, baby boo. Once you're out, you're out. And I'm continuing to focus on what I need to do in that moment to continue to create stability for myself. Oh, see, Emmy's just talking about money. Who said anything about money? I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about logic. I'm talking about emotions. I'm talking about my magic. You don't get to affect me in the way you state I will be affected. I dictate that. And if people have a problem with the fact that I dictate to myself how any situation will affect me, then what? What's your problem? The fact that you can make me cry when you told me I needed to cry? Bitch, you weren't worth my tears. Maybe I was wearing expensive mascara that day and your entry was not worth it. I'm not opposed to crying. I'm opposed to you telling me when it's okay and not okay for me to cry. Work harder. You need to work harder to earn those tears. Work harder. And people will be like, oh my God, see, you egg people on. No, they were going to do what they were going to do anyways. That's what I learned from life. Malicious people are going to be malicious no matter what you do, whether you're apologetic or whether you stand in your truth, whether you're sarcastic, whether you speak with atonement in your voice. They're going to do what they're going to do. If they don't like that you represent everything they tried to be but couldn't, they're going to do what they're going to do. But will I be there to receive it? No, bitches. Onwards and upwards. Should I be concerned with the people who are upset that they couldn't ruin my day? Because some people be like, oh my God, I mean, you're just like, damn, you just really don't give an F. No, I give plenty of Fs. I have an entire storehouse of Fs. I care about a lot. I'm still looking for that homeless man. Still haven't been able to find him. I'm still looking for him. He's a stranger to me, but I care. I care about a lot. I care about things that maybe most of the world tells me I shouldn't care about. Oh, I'll care anyways. You don't get to tell me what to care about. Just like you don't get to tell me to care about something that's irrelevant to me. Oh, you hate me? Get in line. Whoa, get in line? Yes. In the line of people who are waiting to sample some of my energy but never will. Get in that line, stand there and wait. Yep, I said what I said. Go wait in line. This is not that kind of place. I'm not giving you none of my energy. Nope. I mean, that's for everybody. No, it's not. You're so selfish. No, I'm not. But you just said you're not going to give me your energy. Yeah, because it's mine. No, Emmy, it's for everyone. Well, then why don't you have it? Hmm? If it's for everyone, why don't you have it? But ooh, ooh, I'm sorry, I don't speak that language. Ooh, yeah, no, no. We need to let go of this concept that just because you have something, other people need to have of that as well, because they don't. They really, really don't. Do you know how many people have come to me at one point or another and expressed to me that I'm gatekeeping my energetic system? Okay, well, if you can Google it, go right ahead. I had a former associate say, like, "Yeah, no, she does Kathara. You could totally here. This is where you can get the manuals." And I just cracked up to myself because I was like, "People are going to be asking you, like, what part of which manual should they get so that they can do the extractions? Because at no point does Kathara talk about any of the things that I do, like the terms, the concepts." Could potentially help someone to better understand the things that I know because I remember. Gatekeep? Bitch, you don't own real estate in my mind. That's not some public park. Like no. No. It's okay for you to maintain your energy for yourself. It's okay. It's okay for other people to use you as a benchmark for their progress, their growth. Pay no mind to that. It used to bother me. It used to tremendously bother me. Like, why do people keep doing these things? Like, why do they keep comparing themselves to me? Like, it's asinine. We all have our own gifts. And my husband had to explain it one day because you're probably the most powerful thing they've ever come across. So that's why you're the one they challenge. And I was just like, what? But I'm not. And they're like, not to them. He told us like, not to them. Just like they can't tell you what to think and how to see and how to interact and what things mean. You can't tell them either. My husband said that's the problem. You wrote, but you not even trying to fight. That's the problem, he said. He's like, if I just fuck someone up real quick, if I just fuck someone up real quick, then these bitches will know their fucking proper place. And I was like, "What? But that's I distinctly remember one live stream on Facebook. I was doing free readings, free scans, free energy work because I was pretty much giving everything away at that point. And two people came on the live stream. They were in the audience. Two people were in the live stream. One ended up getting some kind of like scan or something from me. And then I became very distinctly aware. These two were propositioned by six others because I was not familiar with these two. What the six would do was feed them the energy and they would channel that energy, harness that energy to attack me. While one is having me scan them, the other would be attacking me silently. At which point, I stopped the scan and I just very nonchalantly asked, "Are you cognitively aware that you're attempting to harm me?" I guess I said it too calmly because the bitch said yes. And everyone in the audience was like, "Oh, holy shit." And she goes, "No, no, I didn't mean that." Up until that point, everyone thought I was just like gumdrops and sugar sprinkles. And so I just very nonchalantly said, "No, you meant that. Um, I'm now going to deactivate all of your power. I'm turning off all your coding, even the defensive ones. I'm taking all of your ability from you, and I'm not giving it back. If you want it back, come fucking take it." Yeah. Most people don't know what I can actually do because I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't retaliate. I don't fight back. I don't, I kind of just stay in my own lane. I live my life by the code of Bushido. Rules of engagement. If you stand no chance of defending against what I can do, I will not engage. I just won't. It's because you're weak. It's not pity. It's because you're weak. I recognize you're weaker than me. I'm not a ninja. I'm a samurai. I live by a code of ethics. That day I'd had enough. I didn't harm them. But I sure as fuck turned off all their abilities and their shield. It's easy. And then I get a message. My business messenger. "Emmie, I'm so sorry, please. They're attacking me. I didn't know. I didn't know that they told me a lie. Please turn on my powers. I need my powers, please. I'm so afraid." Stay fair. Just stay afraid. I'm fine with it. Stay afraid. You aligned with the wrong people. Stay afraid. I'm not doing anything to you. "Please, Emmie, I need your protection." No, you don't. No, you don't. You get your powers back in another lifetime. Not this one. "You can't leave me like this." I absolutely can. Watch me. It's been maybe like 3 or 4 years. Maybe about 3 or 4 years at this point. Um, I think about 2 years ago, I did give them back their shield. I let that turn back on. Mhm. All the other stuff? No, bitch. You don't need none of that. You're fucking naughty. You're in timeout. You're in timeout. I might not fuck you up. There's plenty of things in this world that will. There's plenty of things in this world that will. And before I moved on in that live stream, that's my energy on you now. May all the things that covet me, may all the things that hunt me on the daily find you instead. That's what she was referencing. That's what she was referencing. My peace exists because that's what I choose. You can choose your peace too. My peace exists because that's what I choose. Whatever you choose for yourself, and you do so by what you choose to fixate on, that's what will exist for you. I don't understand why would anyone put so much energy, so much thought, so much planning in trying to harm? Like, why? Because they're weak. That's what the weak do. They come together in groups, and if they can take down someone strong, then it validates their power. Miscalculated. Because during that period, I was super focused on trying to be as gentle and as soft as I thought I needed to be so that people wouldn't be afraid of me. And I'm learning some people need to be scared. It's not for me to determine who, though. I don't like to violate sovereignty that way. So how would I do this? Well, easy. I just let myself be witnessed as I am. But Emmy, oh my God, like people will be scared of you. Why would you be scared of me? You guys aren't scared of me. Why would someone be afraid? Because you have malicious intent that you're hiding in your heart. You should absolutely be afraid. You should. You should absolutely be afraid because one of these days I'm finally going to stop with this whole logic of Bushido. Rules of engagement. Attempting to access me as a declaration of war. One of these days I might choose to accept that invitation. We'll just never know. We'll just never know. Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it several years from now? We'll never know. So, oh my God, Emmy, are you threatening us? No, I'm stating a fact. One of these days, I'll get over my insecurities of like, but no one can defend against the things that I can do. Okay, well, maybe it's time they learn. One of these days, I might just wake up and finally take someone up on that offer. And if that happens, it will be right. It will be an appropriate response. It won't be me losing my temper because I've worked my entire life. My entire life, I have worked on cultivating my self-control. And so when I rise up to that invitation, there's going to be game on. Right. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. I don't start shit with people. I usually don't end shit with people either. I kind of just keep trucking, mind my own business. I mean, someone's saying things, let them keep talking. But they're saying bad things about you. Let them keep talking because then people get curious. Like, who's this Emmie? And then they come and they watch me and they're like, what the fuck? She's evil? Like, how? I'll tell you how. The outside of my auric shield is a mirror finish. Unless you're cloister. Even if I give you permission, you can't see in. You see yourself. You see your intent. That's what you see. That's what people see. Why is that important for you to know? Because if you see goodness in me, if you see the beauty of my heart, if you see the beauty of my compassion, you're seeing yourself. That's why it's important for you to know. And what if everything that I shared up to that point was setting the stage for you to understand the gravity of that point? Whatever goodness you see in me is a reflection of a goodness in you that maybe you don't have the courage to accept about yourself. Maybe we resonate because we're still both in that process. All of us are in this process of accepting that we're actually good people. Like, we are good people. We are powerful. We don't misuse that power. We are the most beautiful center point between angelic and human, existing in this treacherous place of not being worthy enough to consider ourselves even part angelic, but being so good that other humans attack us. It's a treacherous place to exist. Treacherous. Much of my history comes with people wanting to be me. They're going to be the next Emmie. Especially people who I've worked with. Especially people I've brought on live streams. if they are covetous of me, my life, my abilities, my energy, anything like that, any type of coveting, they always get breached. They always get fully consumed. Why? I want to be the next Emmie, right? Do you know what the Emmie, the first Emmie, deals with on a daily basis? You want to try and clone my code? You know what attacks you when you try and do that? People say I'm humble. I'm not. I'm logical. I know if I allow myself to completely shut off the part of my ego that tells me, like, know your place, play your role, sit the fuck down, girlfriend. Nope, you ain't big shit. Nope, no one gives a fuck. Yeah, that part of my ego. Whew, the wide gaping entry for all sorts of demonics. That's the same thing as giving Gandalf a ring for each one of his damn fingers. You never give Gandalf the ring. Ever. Not the gray, not the white, ever. You never give the ring. So I know for the rest of my life, I will never be able to work on myself enough to let those things go, those insecurities that humble me, that allow my logic to take over, like, girl, stop it. Like, you not the shit. Stop it. Calm down. Have a seat. You having an attitude problem. No, you can't be acting that way. People not going to tolerate your shit like that. And these are conversations that I often have with myself, at least once a week. And people might think like, "Oh, you just need to love yourself." Oh no, I have these conversations because I love myself. Because I love myself. I don't want to be taken over for vanity, for ego. I don't want to be taken over. Like, are you kidding me? No. And that's why I can be Emmy. That's why. Oh, you think I'm powerful? Okay, thank you. That was weird. Why are they telling me this? You want to compliment me? I don't know how to receive those. I'll say thank you because that's I was told. I was told. Like, you don't have to explain why they're wrong. Just fucking say thank you. Oh, you look good today, Emmy. Oh, thank you. I exfoliated my face and I got rid of the swelling and I washed my hair. Yeah. Someone that I knew years ago was like something about, I think my skin or something like that. And I was explaining this shit and they're like, bitch, just say thank you. I was like, they're like, you don't need to explain to me why I'm wrong. Learn to take a compliment. Just say thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's okay if you don't know how to receive compliments. It's okay if you're awkward. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever other reason you can come up with as to why you're not enough and why you can justify people's poor treatment of you, that's okay. Have those conversations. That's okay. You exist and that's okay. It's okay. Now that you know you're okay, let's keep it moving. Keep it on moving until spring. This is the next season. You're going to grow through this emotional winter, through this psychological winter, this cold space that we're beginning to exist within because we've been so insulated, incubated, all of these wonderful things that we don't think is wonderful because we've been programmed that if you don't have what we tell you to have, um, you're somehow not enough. I saw this post. Hold on. It was from Adrian from Facebook. Okay, let me find her. I saw her post and I was like, "Oh my god, that is so true." Let me find it. It says, quote, "She looks amazing and she's over 40. What's her secret?" End quote. Her secret is 40 is young and you are brainwashed by media to think you're constantly rotting and deteriorating every second so that you'll buy shit and never gain awakening to that. And then it reminded me of what Michael had said yesterday during a live stream. He said, "Life is terminal." Ooh. Life is terminal. Not for me. Does that mean I'm gonna be immortal? No. Why would I wanna be here that long? Oh my god. I hope not. Please. I hope not. But life doesn't feel terminal to me. My life feels like I'm actually living. And I'm not so concerned about the aesthetics of my face, but I am painfully aware that my face is an indication of whether I've taken care of myself or not. I look at my face right now, I'm puffy again. Been eating too much salt. Haven't been taking care of myself properly. I'm probably needing more sleep. Hmm. I need to work on that. They're like, "Oh my god, I need to lose weight. Oh my god, I have big cheeks." This is a hallmark of my people. I don't need buccal fat removal. My people look like me. I look like my people. I don't need a ponytail lift and no hatred or condemnation for people who get these procedures. I'm talking strictly about myself. I've seen people who have had these procedures. I'm like, "Girl, you look good. That looks so good. Hey, that was a good choice. You went to a good doctor. You picked some really good things. You look good." For me personally, like, no. I used to be so ashamed. I call them bibinka cheeks. Look like you took a mouthful of bibinka, put it in the side of your face. Used to be ashamed. I don't care. Bibinka is so good. I wish I could have some. "Oh, but I'm aging." Yeah, you're supposed to, girlfriend. And that's me talking to myself. That's me talking to myself, looking at myself in the mirror, seeing the lines forming on my forehead like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "No." No. I was thinking that like a few weeks ago, and then I was like, "Bitch, that's because you've been getting a little too serious, okay? You've been getting a little too intense in what you're doing. You just need to calm it down, take it down a few notches. You don't be so intense with the face, and you're gonna be fine, okay? You're gonna be fine. Find that center point again, okay? See, it's starting to smooth out. Just calm the fuck down is really what you need. A little bit of calm the fuck down. Just add some calm the fuck down to the forehead. It's all good. Yeah, I'm over 40. I'm over 40 and I have a ton of kids. How should my face look? And these are things I have to ask myself sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. When I find myself criticizing myself, like, how's your face supposed to look? Hmm? Hmm? How was it supposed to look? Like 5 years ago? Okay, 5 years ago, you weren't eating the shit you're eating now. So, hmm? You want your face back there? Okay. Stop eating that shit. Okay? You don't need to halt aging. You need to halt the shit that's causing your face to look a way you don't want it to look. Some people don't like the line right here. I don't like that line. See that? It's like permanently dented. You know what that line means? I've been too fucking grumpy. That's what that line means. So you know what it means? It means touch the forehead like this and stop being so grumpy. And that's what I do. Calm the fuck down. It's not that serious. Use some logic, Emmie, my dear. You'll probably die if you use injectables. You'll probably die if you try any of the Botox shit. So what do we need to do? Correct our attitude that causes the walnut forehead to form. Okay, I'm good again. I'm good. Okay. We kind of just rub. Okay, we're actually good right now. We're good. We can keep it moving now. You see how easy that was? See how it's less noticeable? Good. Very good. Prosperity. Allow yourself to prosper in the way you're supposed to, not the way you think you should, and not the way other people tell you is a definition of prosperity. I live an extremely rich life. I'm not rich. I'm not even financially comfortable. But I live a rich life, richer than most people. Why? Because my life has a meaning to it. My existence matters. Ooh, Emmie, how could you say those things? Like, you can't say those kind of things. Why? Because you think that if I say that about me, my recognition that my life matters to me, that it somehow negates the fact that your life matters? That's how most human beings are programmed. If you say good things about yourself, then you're inadvertently saying bad things about them. No, I'm actually just talking about me right now. See how that works? I'm actually just talking about me right now. Even with those lines, you still come across as 10 to 15 years younger than you. Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, like, I'm seeing my lack of health, but thank you for that. Thank you. And here's the thing. Part of me feels like, oh my God, I probably shouldn't have said any of that, because then people, it's like I'm fishing for compliments, and people are obviously going to compliment me because you guys are super freaking nice to me. You guys are so good to me. But then at the same time, it's like those are things that need to be heard. And then at the same time, it's like, is that really a compliment because I'm Asian? And we always just look 10 to 15 years younger than what other ethnicities look like. So it's kind of just like, well, so then it's neutral? Yep. It's neutral. My mom passed at 70. She had the amount of wrinkles and gray hair of like a 40-something-year-old. You know how I know this? She told me I wasn't taking good enough care of myself because now we have the same amount of wrinkles. Thank you for your honesty. She told me I wasn't using the proper skincare. Let me go buy the proper skincare then. That I wasn't moisturized enough. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And my mom's ridiculously honest, like honest to the point where I told her I think she's on the autism spectrum scale. Because I didn't mean that derogatory either. Like, I think I have Asperger's. I think I do. Like, I don't read social cues very well. Neither does she, and she just like blurts truth. If y'all ever wonder where I got that from, it's from her. And she just blurts truth, and she was just like, "You're not taking care of yourself. I can see it in your face." Thank you. Yeah. She said I looked like I was approaching 40. Thank you. And then before I left California, before I started my publicly visible journey, I was like eating really clean. simply because I can't have certain types of foods. And I was probably like a size 0 for a long time. And she took one look at me and she said, "What's wrong with you? You're so skinny. You look like you're 16." Like, what is wrong with that? Do you want to look 16 your whole life? This is why we can't talk. This is why we can't talk. You always pick something out to be upset about. Yeah. Depending on how you take care of yourself, that's going to show in your body. It's going to show in your face. It's going to show. Have you been taking care of yourself? And it has nothing to do with wrinkles at this point. You get it from both of them. Yeah, I mean, I'm ashy right now, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can take that as, loving guidance, or we can take that as like venom. I don't know. I just know I'm going to moisturize. After this, I'm going to moisturize and I'm going to do things that cause me to feel loved by me. Okay. And it's okay for you to do things that make you feel loved by you. I'm not talking about buying yourself things. I'm not talking about any of that. I unpack some of the stuff to have like office space. Well, it's in the living room. There's no office. It's we put it behind the couch. So, but there's a desk there. And all my beads are lined up. And I'm feeling like just looking at it makes me feel so clutch and magical. I'm like, I'm going to make stuff. I'm going to just make stuff. And that's how I'm going to love myself today. I'm going to make some things that make me feel as though the beauty that exists inside my heart is being brought into form to be witnessed outside of me. I used to have this friend who was like, "I can understand why you didn't finish college." And I'm like, "Really? Why do you think?" "Well, because you excel at everything you do. And there's a discrepancy between your family's expectation of how that excellence is going to be played out in your life and the way your heart wants to play out that excellence." This is someone who I used to talk to them about photography. I'm not trained in photography or anything like that, but my work had reached a certain point where, um, it was nice. It was nice work. Um, Michael goes, "Yeah, nice." It was published. My work was published in big publications. And so this person is also a professional photographer. They're represented by an agency. And they're part of why I decided to shut down my entire mobile studio, because I was a fashion avant-garde and editorial photographer. I also did post-production editing. I also did makeup, all sorts of different types of makeup. I did special effects makeup. I also did wardrobe. I also did hair, so I was my own one-stop shop. And I excelled at all of those things. And I remember this friend of mine was like, he could see the discrepancy and the way my life wanted to go versus the way I felt obligated to live. And obviously he knew that he wasn't going to be able to convince me to do one or the other. But he did leave me with something lasting. I don't remember the exact words anymore, but it was this sense of like, you're able to bring into form the things that you see. And part of what's beautiful about that is that it wasn't a technical skill that was learned. It was something that already existed within me. And I was simply learning how to express it outside of me. And I was like, yeah, He's like, you're an artist at heart. Everything you do is an art. That's why you excel. No matter what you do in life, you see it as an art form. And as long as it's art, you can bring it into a form that reaches a level that satisfies you. And once you're satisfied, I see that you tend to drop things. You tend to stop doing these activities. And I'm like, I know it sucks. And he's like, no, it doesn't. Why continue to stay in this thing that no longer inspires you? That's the truth of an artist. And that one conversation was the very thing that made me feel actually seen. Like someone actually gets it. That saying, like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. I never wanted to be a master in any way. Because once you become a master, you've reached that epitome, that pinnacle, the apex, and it's just downhill from there. It's just downhill from there. Because then eventually, if you think you know everything, what you know will expire. It will become outdated. It will no longer be relevant. And then where's your purpose then? Where's your purpose then? And what if for some of us, your purpose is actually rediscovering yourself? With every cycle that you go through, you are rediscovering yourself, rediscovering another aspect of you that you can take as far as you want, as far as you need, before joining another aspect of yourself in another place in your life, developing another skill. And what if all these things that you encounter, all these things that you learn, all these things that you're able to take to such a high level are all the things you're going to need for when you actually find your true purpose? I finally allowed some people to see in 2016. And then I was coerced by my own soul in 2017 to actually be publicly visible. So what, like 6 years, almost 6 years, 5.5 years. I've been doing this for 5.5 years. My usual cycles, give me around 6 months, I'll reach the top of whatever I'm learning. And then I'm done with it. Then I go through a period of maybe like a year where I'm just, why am I like this? Why am I like this? It's usually around 6 months that I reach a level of, oh, this is really going to go somewhere. And then I'm like, but I don't want to. Within the first 2 months of me launching my confectionery company, which I wasn't trained for, everything self-taught. Within 2 months, the Palms Casino approached me, interested in my confectionaries. They approached me. I didn't have to interview. They asked me to be a specialty vendor. And right after that, I shut the company down. Because I didn't really want to do that. I mean, it was fun. I like making my kids all of these things and like, these are their daily snacks. Like, I don't really want to do it for other people. Yeah. Does that mean I failed? Does that mean I quit? Or does that mean that cycle was done? Was it a failure? Well, you just keep quitting everything. Am I quitting, or did I reach the point that I needed to reach for that and learn what I needed to learn in order to continue forward in what I need to do? I'm where I need to be at this point. There's no other job. There's no other thing that I need to become. Well, but Emmy, like, how does confectionery work tie into spirituality? That's just weird. You're just making excuses. Well, I'll tell you how. Um, when part of the work you're doing is subatomic attunement and molecular reprogramming, to know how crystallization occurs and to know intimately how you can program those crystals and the types of movements, the types of environments that will cause the crystals to realign in perfect ways. Understanding the causation and effects that causes a piece of melted chocolate to seize up. It's molecular compaction right there. Karmic seeding. Subatomic attunement plays out as you're doing confectionery work. Transmutation from a crystalline structure to a different state, and knowing how you can manipulate that transitionary period to get the end product that you want. Understanding firsthand that the mood you're in, the state that you're in, your mental and emotional state, the intellectual things you're going through at that moment as you're doing the work, it gets embedded in those crystalline structures. That means you can't fake it till you make it. That means when you go to a practitioner who's in a bad mood, who doesn't know how to shut off their feelings, because, that's a bad thing, right? Like, oh my God, cat moon be so cold. Yeah, that's why I'm efficient. It's not me faking it. I literally can shut that shit off. People think like, "Oh, Imma walk away from her. She gonna chase after me." No, bitch. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. "Oh my God, you're so cold." "No, I'm a cap moon." "You thought you was play games." "No, I'm not here to play games." I know I can shut off emotions just like that, and the entirety of my life has gone the way that it's gone to help cultivate this, because that is a superpower. I can guarantee every session, none of my toxicity is being brought into that. Can your practitioner guarantee that? And some of like my closest people who know like some of just a few of the things that are going on in the background, like they're like, "Wow, you can't tell shit in the live stream." I'm not hiding it. I just turned that shit off. That don't need to be part of this. But I mean, we want to be there for you. No, I got it. For real, I got it. It's not me trying to be strong. It's me actually being strong. It's me actually being strong, and it's okay for you to be that way. It's okay for you to be able to mitigate some of the chaotic human nonsensical stuff. That's okay. That doesn't mean you're suddenly devoid of feeling. I can still deeply feel. It's okay to be multidimensional, multi-emotional. It's okay to be emotional and intellectual at the same time. To be able to recognize this is a sacred space that we share, intellectually speaking, I can rationalize that this is not the place for me to bring that other stuff in. I can still share of my life. I can still share of my thought process, things I've gone through in the past. Does that mean I'm bringing in the toxicity? No, it means I'm sharing with you what I learned from it. These are the finer nuances that occur when you reach higher levels: cognitive function, emotional maturity, spiritual integration. I was just teaching my class yesterday about different anatomical structures within the brain, within the cranial cavity. physical structures that have etheric counterparts that help to really, when you understand the functions and the processes, you'll be able to begin to understand the different modalities, techniques, applied biospiritual theories that can correct the etheric misfiring, hyper and hypo stimulation, so that you can reach a baseline once again, that point of neutrality, that centeredness. It's powerful. Where your emotions are guiding you to know which parts of your physical brain are being hypo or hyper stimulated. Some good shit. I'm just saying. A toot toot. That's me tooting my horn. It was a fascinating class yesterday. Fascinating. And these are things that usually I would be like, no, that's too much. It's like, people gonna think you're weird. Like you can't even prove this stuff. Do I need to be a doctor? Do I need the alphabet behind my name for the work that I've spent my entire life devoted to be valued? To have some sort of gravity? Or do I need to just accept the fact like these people are part of a subscription program? They've consciously made the decision to share a sacred private space with me, to learn more about my perceptions, my personal applied biospiritual theories. They didn't subscribe to that because I have the alphabet after my name. There's no PhD, there's no MD, there's no ND, there's no none of that. There's no alphabet after my name. Yet they subscribed. And when I teach my classes, it makes things fall into place for them. They're like, it makes total sense. Oh my God, it makes total sense. Yeah. Like if you were to ask me right now, like what's the name of the structures and this and that? I don't know, but I see it. I see it and I see the firing of it. And I see the misfiring. I see the depletion. Um I see the hyperstimulation of certain I see it. Well, how do you explain it? I say go join my freaking membership. I can't explain it right now. This is not the place for me to do that. Boom. Boundaries. Boundaries. Not just for you, but for me as well. And what do I mean by that? Well, that would be ego based. The fact that I would feel like I need to explain and name the actual structures, that's me trying to prove to you, like, yeah, no, you need to like listen. No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't need to prove to you how accurate it is. I don't need to explain anything. That's ego based because I need you to agree with me. No, the lesson plan wasn't the point. So that's me recognizing, okay, I'm entering into a place of ego right now where it's like I'm now kind of feeling like, okay, I need to name the structures. I need to this, I need to that. Sorry. Rubral fields. Stimulation of the rubral fields. I just detected a plausible threat. This entering into a place of ego, a state of ego where I have to overly no. Thank you, rubral fields. We're just gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone. It's okay for me to not have that confirmation outside of myself to validate. Like, girl, you know what you know. Leave it alone. Don't get on that teeter totter BS with your ego. Go back to baseline. Sit down on the bench. Because when that teeter totter doesn't move, what is it? A bench. Lack of passion in your life. Do you know what you stand for? Lack of willingness to let go of the things that keep you alive in ways that are not truly living. The job, the friends, the relationship, the toxic family, the crappy living environment, the mental processes, the guilt, the shame, the obligation, like all of these different things that deplete your magic, like it's worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That person that you're holding on to, but they won't acknowledge what you mean to them. Why are you holding on? You're holding on to a potentiality they're telling you through their actions that they are not interested in tapping into. But we could be, no, there's no we. There's no we. There's no, like, if you're going to say, but we could, no. They're not deciding that with you. You don't have the type of power where you're going to dictate to them how they're going to live and see you. I'm a parent and my children really, really respect me. They really, really respect me. They value my perception. But damn, I cannot force them to do shit. If they don't want to do it, I can't force them to do shit. If we need to travel somewhere and they don't want to travel, that's going to come with a lot of attitude. It's a conversation that needs to be, listen, can you please just not make it more difficult than what it actually is? There's an actual need to travel. We're not just doing this because we like to uproot. Okay. There's an actual need. I understand it's irritating you. I understand it's inconvenient for you. I understand I didn't ask you in advance, but I'm going to kind of need you to be a team player right now and you know, just get in the fucking car. Just can you just gather your things and get in the car? You can't even control your kids. What makes you think you're going to control a full-on other person who didn't come from you? That's an unbalanced ego bullshit that I'm talking about. Case in point, someone doesn't like me. Am I going to go out of my way to try and get you to like me? I'm going to be extra nice. I'm going to be extra this. I'm going to be extra that. I'm going to buy you gifts all the time. I'm going to compliment you all the time. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. And then you're still not going to like me. I remember my brother's ex-wife. There something went on with me and my brother like years ago. And at the time he was dating his girlfriend at the time, I started dating Frey, and I didn't like something that happened, so I made it a point, like, I'm gonna be real nasty to this girl, and just because I can. Just because I can. You wanna be a dick to my boyfriend, I'm gonna be a big ass bitch to your girlfriend. Keep it up. I got longevity. I got endurance like a motherfucker. I swear to God. So for about 8 years, like I said, I got endurance like a motherfucker. For about 8 years, I made her feel so fucking uncomfortable. Petty, that's my middle name. I made her feel so fucking uncomfortable around me. And every single time she would get me this little gift, she would get my kids something, she would compliment me. That would irk me more like, bitch, you know I don't like you. You know I don't like you. Stop your shit. For real. Just stop your shit. And I think one day my brother finally told her, like, listen, you're in a relationship with me, not my sister. Let her be who the fuck she is. She doesn't need to like you. I know this because eventually I stopped my bullshit and we actually became really close for a bit. And she told me that. I was like, I fucking love you so much, sister. I fucking love you so much. I was the biggest bitch to you for like 8 or 9 years or some shit like that. She goes, I know. I was like, it didn't even have anything to do with you, right? And she goes, yeah, I know. I was like, "You're so patient." I would have been like, "Fuck you, bitch. Let's fist fight in the parking lot." He goes, "No, you." And she's just like, "No, I see who you are. I have so much respect for you because when you decide something, that's it. You decide it." And it's like you don't just decide things, you pause and you think about it. And this whole time, that whole time, I did not know I had that effect on her. And it wasn't that she was trying to kiss my ass. It's that she was watching me be who I am, watching me grow. And every single time, even though I was nasty to her, I was rude as fuck. I was rude as fuck. Even though it was all that, she was just like, "I still learn and grow from you, like, just watching you." They've been divorced for a very long time. I still count her as a sister. I do. I still got her like that, like, you know, whatever happened between the 2 of you, that's between the 2 of you, but you still family to me. I remember the other day, it was like a few months back, my brother's like, "That was the most toxic fucking person I've ever known in my life." And I was like, "You toxic too. Don't fucking talk about it like that." He's like he saw a car, like, how the car she used to drive, and he's like, "Is it traumatizing me?" I'm like, "You toxic too." He's like, "What the fuck?" "What?" "That's still my family." Yeah. Yeah. It's this thing of when people can actually recognize what you're going through, that counts for something. That really truly counts for something, where they can see that you're a magical being and not magical in the romantic sense, but magical in your visceral way of exuding this magic, like they feel it come out of you. Visceral. It's a visceral experience and they're near you. Positive or negative, it's visceral, it can be felt. How powerful do you have to be for people to feel this? The better question is, how long have you been ignoring how powerful you actually are and hiding it from the people waiting to experience it? That's the real question. I'm barely stepping into this place of being able and willing. The most important part of that is the willing part, to allow people to witness without even any requirement of you agreeing, just allowing you to witness, releasing enough of the fear of, will they try and like duct tape my ass to a stake and burn me? Will this be like a full on witch hunt? Or is that just my insecurity? Is it this thing of the world is not ready to really, really experience the full gravity of who I am? Or is the truth behind that statement thinly veiled? I'm too afraid of you guys seeing it because then you hold me to it and I can't pretend I'm normal anymore. Like I ever could anyways, but are you in that same process where you've convinced yourself that people think you're normal because you're playing normal? Baby, I promise you. I promise you, baby boo. People take one look at you. You enter a room, they know you're not normal. No matter how polished, no matter how good you are at playing the game, no matter how much of your truth and your power you stuff down, no matter how many boxes, baby boo, they know you're nesting the boxes within each other and they still know, they feel how different you are. Leave normal behind. You've never been normal. The people who this is directed towards, even as a child, you were not normal. And what the hell is normal, anyways? What, basic? Average? What is that? We don't even know what that is. And maybe that's why we covet it. Maybe that's why we want to be that. Because we don't know how lifeless that is. Where we're not allowed to allow ourselves to feel. I mean, heaven forbid you cry in front of other people. And I've lived this most of my life. You're not allowed to speak passionately. You're not allowed to go through cycles. You're not allowed to this. You're not allowed to that. And heaven forbid, no witch shit, please. No witch shit, please. You mean none of my bloodline? None of the actual gravity of who and what I am? I'm not a witch in the traditional sense. I don't. Oh, I do have a cauldron. Oh, shit. I have a cast iron pot that I call my bruja pot. Would that qualify as a cauldron? I think so. It's not a cauldron shape. It's like a pot that you could put out on an open fire. Shit. I do have a huge apothecary. Maybe I'm kind of slightly sort of like a traditional. I'm gonna have to think on this. I do have a bruja pot. I do have it's a cauldron. That's a cauldron. I do have a lot of candles. Well, shit. What the fuck? We knew one day this was coming. We knew one day this was coming. Well, damn. I'm more than a kitchen witch. I'm something else. I'm something else. I don't, I can't even classify myself as like Baba Yin, which is the shamanic people in my culture. Mm. Let me check one word. Robot. Damn you. I guess a mage. I'm a mage, you know? Magus. Okay. I'm not a magi. I'm a mage. I don't know. Let's see what magus means. A member of a priestly caste of ancient Persia. A sorcerer. I was a sorcerer in a previous life. I'm not one in this life. Our sorcerer is wicked. Let's look at that. I think they're slightly wicked. I remember being kind of wicked. Kind of, just a little bit of wickedness. In that lifetime, a person who claims or is believed to have magic power, the wizard. Or maybe I was a sorcerer. What's the difference between a wizard and a sorcerer? A wizard is born an ordinary mortal. Learns magic and spells from. So I'm definitely not a wizard. A sorcerer is born a sorcerer, but needs to learn from a master. Well, then I wouldn't be a sorcerer either. What the fuck would I be? Michael goes, a daughter of the Melchizedek. No, daddy. No, I'm not your daughter, motherfucker. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. A daughter of the Melchizedek. You want me to get attacked more, don't you? An emissary. Emissary from the Ore. Ore theme. Okay, let's quit. Oh, union. You're married to your purpose. Your purpose is married to you. Your guidance has been upside down for a while now. Don't listen to people. I don't care how good their live stream sounds. Don't listen to people. Listen to yourself. Let yourself be your own guidance. Like, don't listen to people like that. You give them power, they can fuck up your whole life. Myself included. Myself included. Don't just take what I say at face value. Let yourself have the time and the space, the respect to process how this applies to you. Don't give people that kind of, power. Hidden moon. There's things you're hiding from yourself. Stop it. Stop it. No, I'm sorry. I'm still recalibrating my attitude. Just so you know, I'm probably going to still have an attitude for a few more days. I'm not sure what's wrong. I'm not sure that something is wrong. I'm just having attitude recalibration struggles right now. It's the truth. Twin ray healing. Someone got to heal. Whichever one is toxic needs to fucking heal at this point. We sick and tired of y'all. We sick and tired of this topic. Whichever one is like deficient, defunct, whatever it is, you need to heal yourself at this point, okay? If you can't heal yourself, you need to ask for help. Bada bing, bada boom. Flat out. That's it. That's it. If work needs to be done between the twin rays, whoever's the toxic one, fucking acknowledge it and just ask for help. If you can't correct this shit on your own, just reach out and ask for help. Okay? Bada bing, bada boom. Flat out. Michael's cracking up. I don't know why. Why are you laughing? Because, like, I literally was serious. Why are you laughing? What was funny about that? Yo, he goes, you don't know. What was funny about that? Oh, am I the toxic one? He says, well, it depends. Is toxic synonymous with combative? No, it's not. I don't understand. Like, what was funny about it? I hate when he says things that are like only half-assed and I don't know what he's talking about. Like, he knows I'm kind of special like that. He knows I'm a little slow. Anyways, Blue Awakening, allowing yourself to really rise to the challenge. And what's the challenge? Letting go of the bullshit. I already told you I have an attitude problem still. Yeah, that's a challenge. Letting go, acknowledging that you're holding on to your bullshit and letting it go. That bag of shit that you hold on to and you wonder why your life stinks. Let that go. Let it go. For real. All seriousness. Let it go, let it percolate. It then becomes fertilizer. So you can't just use caca as is. You have to let it ferment for a period. And then it grows the proper ratios of beneficial bacteria and becomes a rich thing. So let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let that bag of shit go. Let that bag of shit go. Shadow works upside down. Whatever you refuse to learn in the classroom of light, dark tutors will be allowed to come and help you learn. For some, it's like the sense of you're thinking you're doing shadow work, but all you're doing is burying yourself. A large portion of the teachings that people adhere to are bastardized. Excuse me. It's up to you if you want to continue with those teachings. It's up to you. Protection, Sijo. The box is being opened. Is it a gift box? Is it your personal Pandora box? I don't know, but you're protected. But here's the thing. If you refuse that protection, it doesn't mean anything. Like, oh, well, no, I got it. I can do it. I can take care of it myself. Like, there's other people that need protection, really? Because Creation doesn't seem to think you can do it on your own. That's why it sent you so much protection. Let me put this in other terms. Whatever my purpose is, whatever it's going to be, the way it's going to play out, I need high levels of protection. I'm strong AF. I'm capable AF. You see all those squares? You see how many there are? You see the AA? You see that AA? I didn't used to have 2 A's on the heel of my hand. Part of that is a scar from my Andaran crystal, the big one. It cut me right there. It said that the boxes on that part of your hand are all the prayers of protection your ancestors prayed that are still in effect in this lifetime. Even deeper. Even deeper. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Sometimes you're made extra strong because you're going to face extra challenges. So when creation brings you protectors, protection, you better accept that. You better accept it. It's not going to be galactic. That galactic it's not going to be galactic. Too many of us depend on all sorts of galactic things to come and help. Whatever made you think that they were obligated to? And this is me now just talking shit, but I once knew someone who conducted themselves in such a manner where it seemed like the way they were presenting it, like these galactic beings were tools. Yeah. Tools that were created for their disposal, for their use. And then another person was acting like dragons are pets that you can like tie to things. Like, are you bitches fucking kidding me right now? That galactic assistance during this period that we're in right now, I don't know that that's the best thing. There's like a G3 solar storm or something like that, right? Corona ejection event or something. As someone who specializes in parasitic subject matter, that's literally my specialty. I'm trying to decide how to word this. One of the most basic skills that all parasitics know is the skill of imitation, mimicry. They can mimic all sorts of things. They can mimic all sorts of things. How do you know you're dealing with something galactic? How do you know that's Pleiadian, Arcturian, Syrian, founders? I mean, whatever else. How do you know? How do you know? Because you set the intent. What if something doesn't give a shit about your intent because you don't really intend that? You're too afraid to actually reclaim your power. So then what happens? But no, I mean, I said it out loud. I'm saying out loud, I'm a man. And I'm 5'10". Does that make it so? Does it make it true? I'm saying out loud, my eyes are green. They suddenly green. I'm telling you, a lot of the things that we're taught by spiritual gurus is bullshit. You just set your intent. It's the purity. Purity of what? What purity? The intent? Because you said that out loud. What if I tell you that as you're saying that out loud, I feel demonic ego rising up. I feel that from a lot of like spiritual videos on TikTok, especially the ones who channel light language. I don't get those videos on my TikTok much because as soon as I do, I'm like, don't like this content. Why don't I like the content? Because I feel demonic ego right when the video starts. I feel it. Am I just jealous that they speak light language? I was talking light language as a child. I turned it off. I'm not envious at all. Every once in a while, when it's appropriate, you'll hear me speak light language, just 1 or 2 words. It's powerful. It's a light language that has no written or earthly counterpart to it. That's why it can't be translated. So am I jealous? Or do I just see the reality of it? Are you determining your magic based on someone else's branding? Is that what it is? The value of who you are and your understanding of your worth, your power is based on what someone else said? It's your right to choose to live that way if you want to. You're so right. I used to subscribe to a bullshit guru and some information was a bit weird and had me question, but I grew from it and I canceled the subscription. Many red flags. Yeah. Now, I'm not speaking about any specific people. I'm just saying you need to start questioning everyone. Question me too. Shit, I don't care. Question me. I won't necessarily answer your message, but question it. Question it. When something resonates so deeply and you feel it thumping in your chest, like, damn, why is what she's saying like being felt in my chest? What's up with this? Question it. Question everything. Question everyone. Redefine your worth based on you, not what other people tell you. You know, in spiritual communities, I have no worth. I don't play by the game. I don't do the official narrative. I don't shut the fuck up when I'm told to. I contradict. I question. That was the start of my excommunication. I questioned someone while they were live. Like, do you even know what this structure does? You just have to trust. No, I actually don't. Harmonics? You're talking about harmonics? And you don't even know what this fucking does. It tears open the veil, allowing all sorts of shit through. But I'm not allowed to question. You need me to recite Tesla's work on 369? I don't follow Tesla. I don't follow any of his work on 369. But I do know that I shared with you that I just saw you in an ancient forest sitting inside this crystal structure that was made of slabs of a specific type of crystal. And as I described it to you, you absolutely validated everything and were like, you see it too? But you didn't want to hear the part where I said, yeah, you were tricked. Like, this thing is giving you all of this information and utilizing Tesla's work to rip a hole in the time-space matrix. They didn't want to hear that part. Yeah. They didn't want to hear that part because that was said privately. That was said privately. And then the conversation was halted. And so when I asked publicly, I want to know, what the fuck are you building? Do you know what you're building? You got to trust. Fucking miss that kind of shit. Part number 33, metamorphosis. Allow yourself to change. People who want you to stay a caterpillar your whole life, and they're the ones you listen to. No. Visions of life beyond death. See yourself beyond this metaphorical death you're going to experience over the next maybe 2 months or so. It's okay for you to feel some twinge of grief over the loss of the person who you thought you were. We sometimes need time to grieve the loss of the life we thought we were going to live, only to realize that was never aligned with the reality of what's going on and where you're headed, the reality of what's your purpose. You have a purpose that you don't know yet. Do you have to know it before you can be it? Or do you have to understand this already lives within you? It's been within you. It will forever be within you. And you need to just allow yourself to experience the process called life that helps you to better understand what this actually is. Listening for truth. Tell me where I lied. In any part of this, tell me where I lied. Tell me where you felt it was a lie. Tell me what part of this made you feel like I was full of shit. So now tell me what part of it made you feel like you've been full of shit, telling yourself lies, believing other people's lies, allowing yourself to play small when you not small. It's okay to not be small. It's okay. A lot of people think I'm like 4 foot something. I'm sorry. I'm actually a lot larger than that. I'm not going to be easy to carry. It's just, and that's okay. That's okay. The crazy thing that I learned about live streaming, people will see you in the way they choose. During the parts of my live streaming journey where I felt small, I felt insignificant, I felt very unsure. I felt like I was going through a second toddlerhood as I was realizing more and more of what I actually didn't allow myself to realize in the past. Maybe it was because I was wearing children's clothes. I don't know. But most people thought I was like 4'10", 4'11", and like 80 pounds or something. They also thought I was in my very, very early 20s. Why is that? Because I played small. In addition to playing small, a fully mature woman in her prime will not tolerate bullshit. Women are created to be efficient. Through pain or through pleasure, it don't matter. We're created to be efficient. Because we're efficient, we won't accept bullshit. When we step into that proper role as a matriarch, if you look at a pride of elephants or whatever they're called, a family of elephants, um, you don't fuck with a matriarch. You just don't. You don't fuck with one of the other elephants, especially when the matriarch is watching. You just don't. Just don't. A lot of people thought those things about me because I wasn't stepping into my role as an energetic matriarch. How many of you, regardless of if you're older or younger than me, how many of you see me as a mother figure? I'm like the mama that would have told you, like, girl, you not going out dressed like that. No, you need to put the higher heels on. Oh no, baby boo. That outfit just does not go. What did that bitch say to you? Let's go over there. I'm gonna talk to her mama. A lot of people see me as some sort of mother figure, and that translates as the matriarch. And it's not the type of mother that will be overbearing and demand things and nag things and nag things I hate that kind of shit. I hate that kind of shit. My oldest is a full-on adult. And like earlier, we were on the phone. It's his baby cousin's birthday. I'm like, hey, can you like go to the store and get him a gift? And so we're on FaceTime while he's at the store because he wants my input on the gift. And he must have only been there like 10 minutes or so. And I'm like, son, just fucking pick something. He's like, Mom, you said you had hella things to do today. I asked you to run this errand real quick. You said you'll do it real quick. I wasn't trying to interfere with the rest of your day. Fucking pick a toy. Whatever you think your baby cousins would like, pick that. Pick that. I don't need to hand select it. You don't need to show me everything that, like I'm not fixated and fully committed because I told him, get something for my goddaughter as well, right? Because it's my nephew's birthday and I'm just like, well, if you're going to get him something, the older brother is probably going to want to play too, so get two of them. And then that's not fair if the boys get something and then the girl doesn't. So get them all something. He's like, well, what would I get? I don't know, like a stuffed animal or something, like something small, just so she has something too. And there were no stuffed animals. And he was just so hell bent on finding stuffed animals. I'm like, honey, I really don't give a shit what you get her. Just get her something. Like, get her a learning toy, get her something. It doesn't have to be a stuffed animal. If they don't have that at the store, like, you're not going to another store for this. You're not going to another store for this. You already made your plans for the day. This was supposed to be a quick run in, get it, run out. We give it to them, and then you on your way. Like a 30-minute, just a 30-minute thing. And it became more than a 30-minute thing. And I'm totally just the kind of mother where it's like, make a decision. It's fine. No, you're not going to disappoint me. Decision, make a decision that's based in the reality of your perception. But it's just my perception, right? And that's what forms your reality and the way you receive it. Are you guys aware of that? That your perception is the very fabric that's used to form your reality. Oh, thank you, Billy. Yeah, and I'm totally the kind of mom where I can cuddle you. I can coddle and cuddle and be very soft and all of that. And when I see that you're struggling because you need guidance, I will be firm. Pick something. But mom, no, just pick something. But you said a stuffed animal. I said, I don't know, get a stuffed animal or whatever. Pick something. And that's it. Just pick. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's just the act of it coming from you. That's all it is. A lot of people are so fixated on the right or wrong of things when in reality, the people who are involved in the situation that you're struggling through just want to know that it's coming from you. They just want a part of you. This includes the parasitic people. They just want to be part of you. And it's not to excuse their behavior, it's to help you understand. Like I have this one person who's a stalker, like fucking crazy person. Not even fucking joking. Not even fucking joking. I believe it was around the point where I blocked and banned them and was like, fuck you, sir. You no longer exist to me. You're fucking beyond crazy. Um, they were trying to tell me, he was trying to tell me that something along the lines of like, he's my cat. What? Yes. That he is my cat. And then he went on to then say that he's also Pedro the fairy. Oh, the best one was that he is the higher self, the soul of my youngest son. If y'all could just share your thoughts, like in the comments, because I just need some reassurance that I'm safe. I just need a little reassurance that, I am safe because I thought that was just the craziest shit ever. Um, the best part, like, I don't remember exactly the way, um, because I steer clear, like I steer clear, like fuck that, like fuck that for real. Um, Something along the lines of I think like they believe that they're Jesus. I can't remember for sure anymore. It's something like they believe that they're Jesus and they believe that I'm Mary Magdalene and that like Frey is, um the only thing in the way of that. Like, am I safe? Like, there's no magic in that, yo. There's no magic in that. There's none. None. And there will be people who will exist that are like that. They will tell themselves an entire story of why they're entitled to you, your time, why everyone and everything else is the problem, and that's what's keeping them away from you. Yeah, he was definitely trying to identify as something closest to me. Whatever it was. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, I'm those plants. Oh, girl, do you know who this is? Because they kept sending me that painting on Instagram before they were banned, like completely, completely. Yeah, do you know who it is? Because let me just. I don't even want to pull any more cards. I'm done. This person is so disgusting to me. I'm just done. I'm just done. I'm just done. Yeah. You will come across people who are disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, I have zero respect or value for people who are like that. None. Like, none. Literally. I don't value their thoughts or their existence in any way, shape, or form. And people might be like, that's messed up. No, that's a reality. I don't need anything like that in my life. At all. At all. And maybe my fellow Pisceans and empaths can benefit from knowing this. Part of what allowed that to go that far before they were actually blocked was my belief that, like, because they were messaging at 3 a.m. fucking every day, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, just messaging and messaging. No one's fucking answering them. This is why I don't have any of that installed in my phone. You guys, my profiles are business profiles. That means my entire team is logged into it. My entire team was receiving notifications at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. every fucking night. And it's this thing of like, okay, so what did I do to allow that? Well, because I totally was like, you guys, no, they're just, they're like really socially awkward. They have no friends. Like, no one understands them because they're just so fucking weird all the time. Oh, and like, just we don't have to answer it. Just let them, that like chat box be their safe space. They didn't need a safe space. They're just fucking batshit crazy. They didn't need that safe space. It's everyone else in the world that's part of their life that needs to be safe from them. They're fucking batshit crazy. And that's that. They're just fucking batshit crazy. And it wouldn't have gone to that extent. No. Michael says yes, it would have. Okay. Well, I stand protected. I stand protected. I no, not protected. Well, yeah, absolutely. I stand protected, but I stand corrected too. Because I mean, Michael's like, weren't you just saying in the beginning of this that, no matter what you do, no matter what you try, people have already made up their decisions of how far they're going to take things with you. Yeah. I remember one time, they came into the comments while I was live and I identified them. And then I don't know if you guys remember, I was like, that's my stalker. Everybody report that account. And they're like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my God, no, I'm not. That's the wrong person. And then tell me why this motherfucking bitch. I think like they created another account on Instagram. They're like, that's messed up. That you're just sending all of your followers to bully me. That you're threatening my safety. How? File a fucking report then. File a fucking report. These are the people who will not take no for an answer or a response. Fuck them for real. For real. Take the appropriate action. If that means speaking to lawyers, law enforcement, and you best believe I contacted the local authorities. That was a proud moment for me because, I mean, I don't know anything about the way that that specific country operates, and I took the time to find out. I took the time to find out. I took the time to, um, reach out to authorities and have conversations with cantons and, absolutely did. Right. Oh, absolutely did, and then viewers who are from nearby cantons serving as liaisons, communicating with, um, authorities and legalities and stuff like that. Yep, yep. Whatever you need to do to maintain your peace, do it right from the start. Please learn from my mistakes. Do it right from the start. So after that, I've kind of reached a point where it's like, you want to be fucking crazy in the comments? You want to make me feel like you're going to be crazy in my life? Okay, you're out. People will be like, oh my God, why is she so quick to block? Because I'm learning my intuition is accurate, extremely, extremely accurate. Because of the accuracy, I can't play these games with myself anymore. Where I give people a chance. Oh, because they're just social. I'm socially awkward too. I don't do that shit to people. And then there's that reality. I'm socially awkward too, and I don't do that to people. And the implication of that is if I don't do that to others, I have every right to have that boundary, that standard, that expectation of others not doing that to me. And when they do it to me, I need to be able to give myself permission to be like, look here, motherfucker, you're being extra fucking weird and crazy. It's not like tickling me in my clitoris. I know you think that it's something like, oh, she really likes me, but her husband. No, no. The few times where the notifications woke us up, my husband and I were like, "This is fucking getting out of hand. This is fucking weird." And he'd be like, "Did you read that shit?" No, why the fuck would I read that shit? I don't want to fucking get breached with fucking demonic shit. I didn't read that shit. Are you kidding me? I don't even have that shit installed on my phone. It's your phone that woke me up. We have to get right with the Lord within us. We do. The lords and ladies that exist within, we must get right with them. Never would a lord or lady be okay with such inappropriate behaviors. Never. Never. Why do we tolerate from I'm clapping. Why do we tolerate from other people what we would never do to others? Being nice to people like that is an invitation to them. I'm not saying you're inviting them. I'm saying they're so deluded. They're so fucking legit crazy that if you don't speak the type of language they speak, which is no boundaries, it's an invitation to them. I feel like the most proper response would have been like, "You are fucking crazy. I don't have any vibe with you. I think your behavior, your logic, and your energy is fucking disgusting." And then just leaving it at that and blocking them. You know, there's this filtering thing that you can do on emails where as soon as a blocked email um, is sent to you, it could just be kept in a folder. You don't even have to know that they've messaged. And it just sits there, archived. Sits archived. So when you're ready to lay the legal smackdown, when you're ready to call the authorities, it's there. All of it. Don't delete anything. Don't even open it. Just don't. Don't fucking play into that. Literally, don't play into that. Don't open it. Don't try and get into their psyche. Don't no, none of that at all. Sit in a folder and wait until lawyers need you. I'm done being nice. I'm just done. I'm done being nice to people who don't deserve that level of nicety. Everyone deserves truth. It's time to just be truthful. When it's people like that, be truthful. I saw this video last night. So this woman has her bully pit or pocket pit or whatever. It's this fucking sizable dog in her shopping cart. She's walking to her car, and this guy's like, "Hey girl, can I get your number?" And she's like, "No, no, thank you." And she keeps interacting with him, not saying she deserves that, what he did. But when you continue to acknowledge the bullshit, it escalates and escalates, right? Back and forth, back. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not interested. No, you cannot have my social media. No, you cannot have my this. You cannot have my that. This whole time she's recording it, right? And he keeps asking her, like, is this your car? Is this your car? Oh, can I pet your dog? Is this your car? And she keeps answering like, bitch, get the fuck out of there. You're recording content? I'm sorry for using the P word. You're just recording content? Like, no, thank you. See, this is what I have to deal with men. So you know what he did? She goes, you can go. You can go. I'm good. You can go. And so, and then he kept asking, is this your car? Said, yes, it's my car. No, it's not my car. I'm going to keep walking all the way to the other end of the parking lot. If you keep following me, I'm going into the store. I'm calling security. Okay? No, that's not my car. No, you don't need to know my license plates. You don't need to be able to check my VIN number, do a background check. No, I'm good. I don't care if you're good. I'm good. I'm going to all the way the fucking other side of the parking lot. I don't fucking think so. You want to follow behind my car? I'm driving all the way to the police station. And I'm not going to get out of the car. I'm going to keep honking the horn until all the fucking cops come out of the police station. And if you're still there, I'm going to tell them, I'm very afraid for my safety. This unknown person has followed me for X amount of miles. I'm not fucking with you. So what did this guy do? He took his shopping cart and rammed the shit out of her car and damaged the shit out of it. And that was the only time she actually finally took it seriously. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? And the video ended. Oh no, keep recording. We're watching. Now we're interested. Keep recording. Is this victim shaming? I mean, she should be ashamed of the stupidity of her priorities. It's one thing when you record as you're going to seek help. It's another thing when you continue recording without being proactive about your safety so that you can get the content to go viral. You're complicit. Oh my God, I mean, no, she was a victim. No, she wasn't. She's good, remember? She's good. Like, I'm good. Keep talking to me. I'm good. This is my car. I'm good. I'm good. I'm strong. It's not enough for you to be strong. You need to also be smart about your life. It's just not enough to be strong anymore. All these people just recording things for the content of it. Oh, did she threaten him? I stopped watching. I was just like, this is just stupid bullshit. This is just stupid bullshit. Like, I literally will not admit to you what my car is, where my car is. Nope. Nope. Like that man, I went to, I think it was like a Walmart or something by myself after the gym. And I just wanted to get some supplements. And I was rushing and I didn't realize I had my phone in my hand, and he stopped me all aggressive and asked me what time it was. And um and I said I didn't know because I wasn't wearing a watch. And then he got more aggressive and he was like, "You have your phone?" I was like, "No." Like, "No, you don't get to act, no." Uh-uh. And then he began following me down the aisle, getting real loud. And what did I do? Imma keep walking, and I'm like, "No, I don't wanna give you shit." And you best believe I was hightailing it to the front to have them call security, but luckily he stopped following me after the next aisle. I'm not fucking playing with you. When you can approach me like that, you already view me as a bitch. Let me really be the best bitch I could fucking possibly be in that moment. Let's crank it all the way the fuck up. No, I'm not trying to yell at you and stay there. I'm going to go get security who will hopefully call the fucking police, and hopefully you stay in the place. If you're smart, you'll leave. Let's not play into that shit, guys. I'm magical as fuck. I'm magical as fuck. But most people are stronger than me. I'm not playing with you. I'm not going to sit there and apologize and like try and it's not my job to mama you. It's not my job to teach you manners. And when he started following me, hell yeah, I was yelling in that store, "Don't fucking follow me." Hell yeah. Don't fucking follow me. Not like, "Sir, please leave me alone." No. Get real loud. "Don't fucking follow me." Drop a couple octaves, say it with your chest. I'm sure that's why he stopped following me, like this bitch, getting hella loud. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna get hella loud. You're not gonna quietly victimize me in an island Walmart. Motherfucker, do you not see it was leg day today? Do you not see it was leg day today? Do you not see I'm still pumped full of my pre-workout and I'm getting more supplements? We're not gonna go about this the way you think. I'm not gonna fist fight you. Bum get real fucking loud as I walk to the front. If you really committed to that crazy shit, I'll be crazy too as I walk to the front. No more of this, like, like, "Please leave me alone." Why? Why would you respond to someone being aggressive to you like that while you're recording? Why would you do that? That's manipulation. You're trying to manipulate any potential viewers into thinking, seeing you as though you're the victim. "Look, oh my God, you were asking so nicely." Videos like that, I'm always like, "Mhm. So what really happened before you started fucking recording? Were you being a little shit?" You were being a little shit, weren't you? You being a little shit. Yeah, you were being a little shit. Oh, I know. I know you were. I know you were. Show me the first part. Show me the first part. Like, really be responsible for your health, your safety. Really think about what you are passively giving permission for. When someone's being aggressive with you, if someone's being aggressive with me, um, there's no pleases in that. Back the fuck up. That's what you're going to get from me. I don't care if you're bigger than me. I don't care if you're bigger than me. I have no intent in fist fighting you, but I will match that fucking back the fuck up. And people are gonna be like, oh my God, why is she like that? I was just kidding. I wasn't. I said back the fuck up. I wasn't kidding. Why, for the most part, no one's messing with me? I'm not kidding. There's an actual boundary that exists. You cross that, you're gonna get a whole lot of fucking reaction from me. There's no please. There's no like, well, there's this little bit of wiggle room for you to victimize me. Now you can't do it over here because this is the better angle. If you can kind of just shift, please stop, please stop. No, I'm good. Please stop. No, no. Being aware we can choose to take those types of actions. That's real, and taking our life into our hands. Yep. We aren't making a TV show. Those are illusions. Yep. If your first instinct is to record rather than remove yourself from that, I interpret that as you want to be in that situation. So I really don't give a shit what it looks like on the video. That's entertainment. You're recording something for entertainment. That's the intent, to entertain others at the risk of your own peril. Good job. I don't need to feel bad for you at that point. Good job. That's not to say it's not like that's not the same thing as when people are recording for their protection. I saw this other video, I think like a month ago. This man who works, I think, for the military. It was in I don't really know the concept of a sundown town. I think I understand it. I don't like it at all. So I don't want to look into that. Like that really. So he's driving through a certain part of like backwoods areas, and this cop is following him. And then now they pulled him over and they're telling him to get out of the car. And he happens to have, I think, like a dash cam. And I want to say like he kept his hands on the wheel and he's like, no, sir, I'm not getting out of the car because first off, I don't know why you're trying to pull me over on a country road and this and that. And I'm concerned about my safety. So I'm not going to be getting out of the car. I did not do anything that is a moving violation. And I think he was even saying like, I work for the military, like, you know, because they did look like a sus thing. It really, really did. And he let them know, I have a dash cam recording this. For my safety, I have a dash cam recording this. That's a whole nother fucking thing. That's not for entertainment. That's literally for his safety. That's not entertainment at all. That's for his safety. And it just so happened he shared it. That's not the same as all these other types of videos like, no, I'm good. Stop talking to me, please. Please leave me alone. Just because you can logically deduce that you are empowered and that you're somehow the equal of other people, does not mean other people will play along with that. It doesn't mean they will. So then how should we proceed? You want me to tell you how I would proceed? Fuck that, I'm out. There's a certain level of respect that I require in any environment that I'm in. No, I don't need you to kiss my ass. No, I don't need you to cater me. I just don't. But once you dip below that certain level, that threshold of respect that I require in any environment I'm in, I'm gone. I'm good, thanks. No, I'm good, thanks. I'm so good. I didn't even say that to you. I have left. Yeah, there's so much of got to give the people what they want, and we failed to take accountability for the ways in which, you know, the ways in which our life has basically gone to caca because of this. We're consistently giving the people what they want, whether it's over giving, under living, making yourself so much smaller than you actually are just to keep people comfortable. Does that mean in real life I have to tell people how amazing I think I am? No, that means in real life, when I don't feel so amazing, I need to quietly tell myself that. And when people or the environment that I'm in makes me feel less amazing than what I know I am, I need to be out of that. And, people used to like criticize me, like, oh my God, there you go. You're such a runner. You always run. Why the fuck would I stay? So you can have better access to me? So you can better position yourself to be harmful to me? So that you could better degrade me? You haven't come up with your best stuff yet? Why do I need to stay? To facilitate that? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's always the most hurtful, harmful, you know, AB users that get pissed off when you leave with no reaction. They don't like that. They don't like that. I had someone who, for whatever reason, oh no, I'll be upfront. I'll be upfront. Um, is someone they got breached. They got breached. This is factual. They agreed. The other person involved also confirmed. And then they began this whole campaign of like, let's hate Emmie because Emmie's jealous that I'm powerful for their confirmation of a full 2M merger. And then at that point, I'm like, well, I mean, I know we were friends and stuff, but she hates me now. So she doesn't want me to extract anything. I'll just go. I'll just go. Didn't talk shit. I just, carry on. Still got work to do. I'll just go. You know what the response was? Emmy's such a bitch. She just fucking drops people like her underwear. Okay, but here's the thing. That carries with it like promiscuity, right? Right? Like you'll drop your underwear for anyone, right? Like a promiscuous type of vibe to that type of sentiment. I'm monogamous. I've been monogamous for over 20 years. So am I dropping people or am I recognizing people have dropped me and I just leave? Hmm? You mad because you thought what? You could do some reactivity stuff to me, trigger me and get me to wild out in live streams about you so that what? The people who you've groomed will suddenly what? Turn their back on me? I'm gone. I'm long gone. I'm long gone. I'm just like you do you. You do you. Um listen, I didn't need you to launch my business. It was kind of the other way around. If you feel so powerful and that I'm jealous that you become so powerful, what the fuck does it matter if I've just left? If I carried on with my life? Well, that's right. You didn't give me permission to yet. Well, know your place and play your role. You don't have that kind of authority. Take that approach with most people in your life. You don't need to explain yourself to them. You don't need to have the last word. Just go. It's like some of the most powerful moments in my life was when I just got my things and I left. Oh, but Emmy, I mean, you can't teach people to just do that all the time. Like, what if they do that and they were meant to stay? Listen, my husband and I, we've never taken any breaks in our 20-something year relationship. There's no breaks. There's no breaks. There's no breaks. So then what's that mean? That means when something is actually meant to be in my life, no matter how fucking stupid I'm thinking in that moment, because there's times, you know, in that long of a relationship, there's bound to be times where you're like, fuck this motherfucker. I fucking live without you. There's times, hello, it's a real relationship. If it's supposed to be in my life, it stays in my life. How come I never walked away from it? Oh boy, this motherfucker can make me mad like no one else. Like nobody else. I swear to God. Sir, you need to come in this room. You need to just soothe me right now, please. I'm gonna need you to come into this room in some hushed tones, soothe me. My heart's pounding. Listen. It's fucking pounding. Yo, man. Yo, man. You make me so mad. Stop looking at my boobs. If y'all could see him dancing. Don't let people manipulate you into thinking that you're the problem and that you bowing out with your grace is an issue, character flaw. Fuck them. For real. Fuck them. I don't give a shit what their opinion is. They just want you around so they can continue. They're not done. I don't give a shit if you're done. You don't got that kind of fucking authority. I'm done. How about that? How about that? How about that? I'm done. And what? And what? And what? And when you guys are done, don't check in. Don't check their social media. Don't check any of that. Who gives a shit if they're still talking about you? What, so you can defend yourself? No, you don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to see if they're succeeding without you or if they're failing or fuck that. Who gives a shit? Wish the best for everyone. Don't become the monster they're trying to make you into. Don't just be a reflection of their monstrosity. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's not going to be a secret account that's going to be made so that you can see. There's not going to be, no, none of that. I don't give a shit. Once I walk away, and that's that. If you are supposed to be in my life and this was just a big blown up misunderstanding, it will come back around. And at that point, I probably won't be as reactive as I am in the previous point and like, all right, let's talk. What's up? Yeah, I know. It was just, it was kind of a misunderstanding. It was a bad day. We kind of were both like not hearing each other. What's good? How you been? Because if that's the case, what's good? How you been? If it was a misunderstanding. If. I have forgiveness in my heart, not enablement. My concept of forgiveness is not actually forgiveness. In order to participate truly in the forgiveness program, you have to first identify as someone's victim. And then you have to come up with the excuses. so that you can justify their behaviors and force yourself to be the bigger person, the more mature person, the more compassionate, evolved person, so that you can be okay with what they did to you. Tell me that's a lie. Tell me I got something mixed up there. That's a forgiveness program in a nutshell. I'm your victim. You overpowered me. You did something to me that I did not want. But, well, there's all these reasons that happened to you as a child that caused you to act this way. And I need to be okay with that. It's not your fault. Um, you know, so I'm okay with what you did to me. Now I can let myself grow. No, fuck that shit. For me, my definition of forgiveness, it's nothing like what people believe currently. I believe in allowing someone to play their role in my life, whether it's malicious or not, it's going to play out. I won't be able to stop it. And when it happens, I'm going to first remove myself from that, make sure I'm good and safe. And then I'm going to assess, what was this person allowed to access me for? What is this supposed to teach me? That person is simply a messenger. I didn't like what they did. They might be a good person. They might be a bad person. I don't know. But that's irrelevant. Let me turn it back around to me. What was I supposed to learn from this? That, and that. Okay. Let me sit and think on this for a little bit. Okay. This is how I kind of contributed. Do I want to repeat this? Am I learning? No, I'm good. I just want to do it this one time, be done with it. Okay. So what parts did I choose that allowed it to continue? Well, this, and this. Okay, that one, I'm not going to do that no more. All right, because this is what I was supposed to learn. So, for example, company policy, I'm not supposed to be in the messenger unless there's an issue that needs to be addressed by the actual owner, right? That's very rare, very, very rare. So I need to not be in messenger. I need to not be in the emails. I need to let my team do what they're supposed to do. I'm a yes person. That's who I am. I'm a giver. I'm an overgiver. That's who I am. One specific person. I kept overgiving over the course of basically a year already. Overgiving, being super present in the messages, answering everything, reading paragraph long messages that really that's so against my company policies that were put in place to protect me as an overgiver. That's why they exist. To protect me as someone who knows they are an overgiver. Again, that whole logic of, well, I feel like they don't really have the support they need in their environment, so let me be their support system. It's just email. It's no biggie. I'm not doing energy work. It's okay. There's no way this is going to hurt me or harm me in any way. Oh, all the way up until they were finally informed. I don't do consultations or readings via email. Like, you would need to either get an expedite or you would need to purchase a private session. And no, I have a lot of clients. You don't get to continue your 1 hour that you paid for and that you are due for a week or two. If I do that for you, I'm a total asshole if I don't do that for everyone. That's not right. I should do that for everyone then? You pay for 1 hour and I give you my all in that 1 hour. And now you expect like 2 weeks? And no, I can't be tripping like this because it's just you. No, it's not just you. It's not just you. Because what about when you tell your friend? And then your friend now has that expectation. And then they tell their friend, and their friend has that expectation. And then one of you make a post, and now everyone has that expectation. At which point, I'm asked out because I'm literally booked through the week. I work 7 days a week. Pretty much every day, it's multiple people who I didn't work with in that week. Do you know how many people that's going to be? Like, no. No. I screwed myself by doing that again. I screwed myself by doing that again. And here's the thing, I should have learned it that last time. I should have. And I found myself beginning to respond to an email last night, which I sent out the email. Okay. It's nothing wrong with the person. And I was beginning the whole, and then I was like, wait, fuck. Damn. I really like this person too. Oh man. Now I have to just fucking be like, I'm sorry, I don't do, readings, assessments, or consultations in messages. You'll have to book a session, and it feels like a fucking total dick move. Especially when I really like enjoy someone, enjoy their energy, their presence. I have a lot of respect for them. And I hold them in a place in my heart that's like kind of like I'm being such a selfish, greedy fucking dick by writing that. But in reality, am I? Am I being all those ugly things, or am I setting myself up to repeat yet another cycle of the same lesson of, listen, are you providing a service or are you chatting with a girlfriend? Because if you're going to say you're chatting with a girlfriend, is this person actually your girlfriend? Or is this person someone who you really just enjoy their energy? You like when you see they're present in the live stream. They're not asking you for free shit. You know what I mean? Like, can't you just find a better way to phrase what you're trying to communicate and just kind of trust them to know, to see that this is not me being a dick. This is not me trying to sell you sessions. This is me needing to honor shop policies that are in place to protect me, not my team, but me. Or do I need to go through that again? Where, because to me, it's really not a big thing for me to be me. This is what I do. I give. That's me. It's like no biggie to me. Literally, it's no biggie. But then it becomes a biggie. Because with you being you, and you're blurring that line between business and personal, at what point is it no longer okay? When all of these other people who have paid just as much for your time and attention are realizing someone else is getting it more. But that's not fair because I pay the same amount. That's not fair. That is not fair. So now I got to step back and be like, okay, you just learned this lesson just a few weeks ago. Just a few weeks ago. You're going to have to find the courage to properly, courageously communicate. And really just trust that they carry the type of integrity you know they have, that they will understand this is not about you being an ass. Like, I see how you are. And I see that, I just wasn't aware. And, now I'm aware. I respect that. And maybe part of what my main issue, right now is that it's this like insecurity. It's not an issue with the person. I haven't responded. It's my own insecurity of like, oh my God, well, I don't want to hurt anyone's, I don't want to offend them. Like, I really like them. And it's like, who said you were going to? Believe in them enough to know that they mirror your integrity, your compassion, your consideration. Isn't that why you're drawn to them? Have they not been present for several years? Are they really asking something of you? Would they if they knew it was crossing a boundary? All of these are really important questions, because then it helps you to identify the person isn't the issue. It probably is actually just you. So I got to respond. All right, guys, I got to get going. I'm going to come live later on today with more crystals. I'm going to have buy it now options. I should have a couple swords as well. And with that, I hope you guys can join me. I'm going to go way later today. If you check in maybe like hour or so, you should be able to see on my channel a live stream, like announcement or whatever, the actual live stream link where it's just waiting to go live. You should see that on my channel. All of these crystals are from my collection. They're programmed to you. And yeah, it's always a fun time with the crystals. I hope I see you guys there, whether you're going to buy something or not. I just like to have you guys around. I like to share space with you guys. So I hope you're able to make it. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Bow to your partner. La, 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 la. I gotta go, guys. I'll see you again later today. I love you guys. Bye.